Good afternoon, everyone. Dawn White with PennLive here at Haussler Park in York for the first ever Harvest Vegfest. Sorry, we tried to go live earlier, but the reception's not great here. And as you can see, I'm joined by the celebrity himself, Libre, getting some bubbles going on there with his treats. And also joined by York County Representatives Carol Hill Evans and Keith Gillespie. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
So both of you just spoke at the stage back there. So what brings you to the park today?
We're here today to talk about Libre Law, which is a law that was passed in 2017. It's part of animal protections for our animals. It expands all of the punishments for people who are cruel to animals. It expands it from just dogs and cats to include horses and other animals. And we were just very pleased to be part of that signing. It was an enormous event. What happened was that when this first tried to get passed, it was defeated, and then it was brought back as a result of grassroots efforts by over 35,000 people who signed a petition to the legislators telling them, we need this law, pass it now.
Absolutely. Great to be here with my colleague, Representative Carol Hill Evans, and of course the main attraction, Libre, who literally is the poster child for this great piece of legislation that was signed into law. I think we just celebrated our second birthday here not long ago, and as you recall the story, he was actually picked up by a Good Samaritan on a farm in Lancaster County and was taken to a veterinarian where he was nursed back to health. And as a result, was a great impetus to getting this legislation passed. And again, join Carol in congratulating the 35,000 grassroots people that got out there, contacted the legislature and say, hey, you folks have to do this and get this signed into law. And that culminated with probably the most emotional and certainly well-attended bill signing that I've been attending to in my tenure there. It was so big that it couldn't even be held inside the Capitol. It was out on the South Lawn, and the governor signed the bill, and actually Libre had his paw in the ink pad and signed the bill as well. So it was just a very emotional, uplifting, and long overdue piece of legislation.
And you both were co-sponsors of Libre's Law, and we talked earlier, also dog owners. So a year later, with Libre's Law being in effect now, how do you see that change animal welfare in Pennsylvania?
I see it as an increase of awareness for those who would be perpetrators, of animal cruelty, to put them on notice, to let them know this is now a law, you will be arrested, you will be punished, and so, knock it off, basically.
And every journey begins with the first step, and rarely do we pass everything that needs to be done in one fell swoop or one piece of legislation. Libre's Law was certainly a great giant leap. But we're looking at things now addressing a lot of the inadequacies with puppy mills and some of the horrendous stories that we hear regarding that. We're also looking at a elevated heat in an automobile. Dogs being left inside, within 6 minutes on a hot day, a dog can be killed as a result of rising temperatures. So there's actually pieces of legislation that's been introduced regarding that. And again, it's a result of what people have seen. We mentioned up here, if you see something, say something. And many people have contacted legislators and say, hey, you need to look into amending legislation or introducing new legislation to protect these additional members of our family. And I know Carol and I are both longtime dog owners and pet owners. She's rescued her animals, I've rescued mine, and these people are members. These dogs are members of our family, just like people.
So people are seeing this, and they want to get involved with the puppy mill bill or the animals on hot car bill. What should they do?
They should contact their legislator. Get in touch. We make ourselves accessible. We're public figures, so we're very easy to get in touch with. Call us personally, call our offices, write us letters, send us emails, let us know that you're concerned, what your concerns are, and we take ideas for legislation from our constituents all the time. So yes, let us know if they want to get involved or if they have legislation. I think one more thing that we need to note is that Pennsylvania is on the one of the top 10 lists for being having bad puppy mills, for having these horrible puppy mills. And our Attorney General, Josh Shapiro, is working on that. You can send to him also and find out more information on that.
Yeah, with Humane Society of the United States, Horrible 100 lists, I believe.
Yes.
8 of them were in Lancaster County, 1 in Cumberland County, so a lot going on in the area.
Absolutely,
with that.
Absolutely, and we're doing everything that we can to make sure that that is just stopped.
Well, thank you both for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
Libre for joining us, being very well behaved.
Oh, what a gem.
Getting some treats there. And have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you.